But let's look at Lazarus, because one of the things I'm discovering and I'm learning from other teachers is that it's not just the things that Jesus said that were parables. The actions that he took were also parables. They were prophesying something to us. So Lazarus being raised from the dead is a very well-known story, but that story speaks more than just Jesus raising one of his closest friends from the dead. It means more than that. And I want to read verse 3 and 4 of John 11. Again, this is the story of Lazarus. It says, therefore his sisters sent unto him, saying, Lord, behold, he whom thou lovest is sick. When Jesus heard that, he said, this sickness is not unto death, but for the glory of God, that the Son of God might be glorified thereby. That verse really spoke to me, even in where we are today, because I realized that the things that are going wrong on earth are not meant to victimize us, but they are there so that the sons of God can be glorified. Because when they told him that Lazarus was sick, he wasn't like, oh no, what are we going to do? He didn't panic. He didn't go, why is this happening? He just said, it's not unto death, but it's for the glory of God, because the Son of God is going to be glorified in this. And I really believe the things that are going wrong on earth is not for the church to be victimized, but for us to understand that they are there because it's time for God's sons to be glorified, that we might display the splendor that God has given to the sons in Christ. That deserves a clap right there. I'm like, let me a clap, a shout, or something, okay? Let's keep reading verse 23. Jesus said unto her, this is after like he's finally gone to their village, and Martha runs to him and says, Lord, why were you not here? If you were here, my brother would not have died. So we pick up after that, verse 23. Jesus said unto her, your brother shall rise again. Martha said unto him, I know that he shall rise again in the resurrection at the last day. Jesus said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believes in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever lives and believes in me shall never die. Do you believe this? Verse 40, Jesus said unto her, said I not unto thee that if you would believe, you would see the glory of God? Okay. Remember I said that it wasn't just what Jesus spoke that was a parable. It's also what he did. So what is Lazarus' story telling us? Well, first of all, to Martha, he makes a distinction between those who believe in me and then they die. He said they'll live again because he's the resurrection. He'll raise them on the last day. He'll raise them in the resurrection at the last day. But he now makes another category of people. He said, but if you can manage to believe in me and live in me, in the spirit, you'll never die. Do you believe this? And we know from reading that story that Martha ran off. She was just like, I believe you're the Christ. And she ran off, right? And then verse 40, this is, again, he tells them, remove the stone. This is right before he raises Lazarus. And he told her, didn't I tell you that if you would believe, you would see the glory of God? And we know from the end of that story that what happened, Lazarus comes out, he's raised from the dead, and Jesus tells him to take all the grave clothes off of him. So what is this story preaching to us? It's saying that Lazarus being raised from the dead and the new creation being raised to perfection is the glory of God, because that is God's plan. I recall saying that Jesus Christ came to get us back to what man and creation experienced in the beginning, which was perfection in the eternal glory of God, the spirit realm. So the way he raised up Lazarus is him showing us, this is what I'm going to do for you on the last day. I'm going to raise you up. But we're going to have not just what Lazarus had, because Lazarus was raised and at some point he died again. We're going to be raised never to die. We're going to have bodies like he has, a glorified body. And so Lazarus being raised from the dead was a type and a picture and a foreshadowing of that. I hope you can see that.